Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the Morning Slam podcast here live here on YouTube, youtube.com. Also as well on Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that great stuff as well. I'm under the weather still, but we're pushing through here today. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out here. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things today, including NXT from last night, NXT Halloween Havoc, week 1, night 1, if you want to call it that. So a very newsworthy NXT show. Thought it was pretty good from what I saw last night. Also, on top of that as well, we got some news about Will Ospreay. Is Will Ospreay coming to WWE? That's a good possibility. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Will Ospreay could be on his way out of New Japan. Well, he's going to be on his way out of New Japan because his contract ends. But how he could be coming over to WWE over possibly at AEW. Also as well, contract information on how Endeavor is handling contract situations for extensions. So that is a very interesting story as well. Also on top of that as well, we have a new WWE first ever major WWE live premium event that was just announced right before this podcast begins here. We're going to be talking about where and when. And I don't know how impactful this will be, but there is one major prediction I'll be making about this show. If things go well, obviously, but we will see. We will see though. But let's start off with what I think is the top news story here today is Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, his contract is coming up in February next year, 2024. And he has a decision he needs to make. He is either going to be going to either AEW, WWE, or possibly, very, very unlikely, Impact. TNA. Because they're TNA again, right? TNA. So, let's talk about this. This is coming from PW Insider. Will Ospreay has hired Barry Bloom to represent him in the future for future negotiations. Bloom currently also handles Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. The belief is that Ospreay is setting up Bloom to get him the best big money offer when he hits the free market. That's coming from PW Insider. So, with that there, Barry Bloom, he's also with Cody Rhodes as well. I believe that's his agent too. I believe Cody Rhodes' agent is Barry Bloom as well. So Barry Bloom, I believe it's Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. I believe Chris Jericho too, and Cody Rhodes. Those are 5 really. Because Young Bucks 2 people, and now 6 with Will Ospreay. All 6 people there are mega names in the wrestling business. Mega names. Despite how you feel about one or the other, despite how you feel about Chris Jericho or Kenny Omega or Cody Rhodes or the Young Bucks or Will Ospreay, they're mega names in the wrestling business. So the fact that Ospreay has money to hire Barry Bloom, it seems to me that he wants a huge deal, which he's going to get. I don't think he's going to get that Impact. I'm sure that, before his contract's up, before he signs with the company exclusively, sure he'll be having another match in Impact. He may have a match against, Speedball Mike Bailey, again, or something like that. I don't know, but, or, Josh Alexander, right? They may have that match. But outside of that, yeah, man, he's not going to be with Impact for the long term. It's going to be WWE or AEW. Now, let's talk about this here. Let's talk about AEW first. AEW, to me, is least likely, and I'm going to tell you why. He wants to change up his style. He stated that he wants to change up his style. He wants to have a longer wrestling career. His body's battered and bruised and hurt. And, from all stuff that he's been doing ever since he was, started coming to pro wrestling. All stuff he's done in New Japan and stuff in the, the Best of Super Juniors tournaments and, things of that nature. Ricochet got out earlier from New Japan than Will Ospreay. And Ricochet now, he's in a good position. He seems healthy for the most part. He doesn't seem as hurt as a Will Ospreay, But it seems to me that Ricochet's in a better position. Now, the reason why I'm saying that AEW is least likely is because you're going to have to keep that ring style. You're going to have to keep that 5-star ring style as Will Ospreay is known as. 6-star Will Ospreay, right? So, I will say this, that it is very least likely, but I could definitely see them go to AEW, right? But he's already had matches, obviously, against Kenny Omega and a Jay White. Guys like that, right? Chris Jericho. So, there are names there that he's already gone up against, right? What can Will Ospreay really do over there in AEW that he really hasn't done already? Yeah, match against MJF, Bryan Danielson, right? Not gonna sneeze at that. But once he has those mega matches, what is there for him left to do? I don't want to see Will Ospreay versus John Silver, even though John Silver is a great professional wrestler. But he's not a high marquee name as of yet, at least. Who knows? Anything else? Anything can happen in this business. He's not a high marquee name in this business. He's not. Just not. Not a high marquee name in this business for Will Ospreay to have a match against on a random Dynamite. I don't want to see that. If I want to see Will Ospreay have matches against lower card people, it will be guys in WWE, because these are matches that we never, ever see before, and most of these matches will be first time. WWE will be a better fit for him. AEW, I'm sure that, he'll be a main eventer right off the bat, right? But we thought that about Jay White too, and it took Jay White a little bit to become in the main event picture. He's got to get his first AEW championship shot against MJF, right? At Full Gear, and Jay White and MJF, they're doing some great stuff right now. We got Dynamite tonight too as well, where it's gonna be Juice Robinson versus MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. So, their story that's there. They're doing good stuff with Jay White right now. He's holding the AEW World Championship, even though he's not the champion. He is gonna lose. He is gonna lose against MJF, but they're doing something with him right now. So I can't really complain about that. That's number one. Now, number two, it just seems like Tony Khan, he has his wrestlers that he wants at the top, and that's it. These long title reigns, which, although good, it kind of hampers on people who are in the main event scene. So if MJF's gonna hold his title for a couple more months, I don't know. But 2024 is a huge, huge, huge year. It's gonna be a huge year for free agents. You got Drew McIntyre, possibly. You got MJF, obviously. The Being War 2024, even though I think he'll stay in AEW. If he goes to WWE, then AEW's in huge trouble. Will Ospreay. CM Punk's out there. He's been a free agent, but you know what I mean. 2024 is where he can already be back at WWE. He can be back at WWE next month. Possibly. It's not it's not confirmed or anything. There's no news out there. It was said that he's not in talks with WWE. WWE and CM Punk's not in talks right now, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But I will say this. Will Ospreay going to WWE is better for him. All the possible matchups. You got Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, obviously. You got Will Ospreay versus Drew McIntyre, if Drew McIntyre stays. You got Will Ospreay and Gunther. You got Will, and they had a great match, on the Indies. I believe it was at Progress or when What Culture had their wrestling fed. Will Ospreay versus Tyler Bate. Will Ospreay versus Pete Dunne. Will Ospreay versus Montez Ford. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. I think I said that already. Will Ospreay versus, insert name here, Roman Reigns. Yeah, we're going to get to some big names now. Will Ospreay versus LA Knight. Will Ospreay versus John Cena? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Will Ospreay versus Cody. Will Ospreay versus Jey Uso. Will Ospreay versus Solo Sikoa. Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins. Obviously, I'm saving that name for last. One of the last names for last. Seth Rollins. He stated, this is Will Ospreay stated himself from Metro. It was an interview with Metro. It says, it's time for me to really gauge and see what's out there. So that's free agency. So the Seth Rollins thing does intrigue me a lot. I heard him say in a promo, his 100% is the best in the world. My 50% is the best in the world. So if you actually got me at 100%, I think you drown in these waters, mate. Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay, man, it'll be a damn shame if we would never ever see a high-profile match with these two on a big stage like a WrestleMania. If Will Ospreay signs to WWE in February or March or however long it takes him to sign, there's a very good chance that he'll be debuting the night after WrestleMania. There's a very good chance that he'll be debuting the night after WrestleMania. And if he does that, and if his first feud is against Seth Rollins, holy fuck. I think that if Will Ospreay is debuting in WWE, him versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania ain't gonna happen. I think that'll be his first feud after WrestleMania. Have Seth Rollins come out and be like, yeah, my back, and Gunther beat me, because Seth Rollins and Gunther should be the match at WrestleMania. As much as I love Will Ospreay, as much as I think that he deserves a big time stage, he can't just come in and just get a world title shot right off the bat and not even having to work for it. Then you have to go through the Royal Rumble. Gunther will have to go through the Royal Rumble, and let's say if Gunther wins, which I certainly hope so. Yeah, Gunther and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So Will Ospreay, I think the best position for him is to, if he comes into WWE, to have him signed to a contract, debut after WrestleMania, closing the night on Raw, and yeah, I think that'll be the best thing to do. And have his first feud be against Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, go away for a while, maybe until SummerSlam or something like that, and come back. and maybe have another match with Will Ospreay. I don't know, but Ospreay, if he goes to WWE, he will be world champion. He will be a world champion in 2020, late 2024, 2025. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. Late 2024, early 2025. So this will be as big of a male free agent signing since AJ Styles. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, obviously, Cody, I think Cody was bigger. But what I mean by that is that as far as a wrestler who never wrestled in WWE before, who has high notoriety, who will get a pop, as soon as he comes through those curtains, is Will Ospreay. Cody's the biggest signing in WWE in the last 10 years. So, but I think Will Ospreay's sign will be up there with the AJ Styles as far as a wrestler who's never wrestled in WWE before, but will come in and have immediate impact and will have that notoriety. So, Will Ospreay, where do you think he's going? Think he's going to WWE? Think he's going to Impact? Think he's going to AEW? Let me know. Let me know down below. But that's Will Ospreay. That's Will Ospreay, his situation there, and we'll see what happens to him. But I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with this, so we'll keep you up to date. NXT. Good NXT show last night. We're gonna go through the results quickly here. I did watch it. It was a fun show. Not really gonna go into detail, just because I feel like shit. But it did open up with a video package of everything that's going on. So, it shows you like all your matches. It was like a live performance from New Year's Day of their song Vampire. Don't know who New Year's Day is. Haven't heard the song Vampire. Sounds good. You know what I mean? So there's that. It's always good that NXT has those live performances at the beginning of shows. This really feels like a Triple H NXT, if you know what I'm saying. So good. Vic Joseph and Booker T obviously was there. Now, one thing I want to say is that Aisha Taylor, I believe that's her name, the ring announcer, right? She hit Vic Joseph's candy. If you watch NXT, you know Vic Joseph loves his candy. So she hit his candy, and basically, long story short, he was like, "Where the hell's my candy?" This is like on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. Like, it was before the show even started. So I just thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, you had Shotzi and Scarlett in the ring. Shotzi was like, they were changing Halloween costumes all night, but Shotzi was dressed as Pinhead. Then she was also dressed as like Edward Scissorhands. Then she was dressed as her and Scarlett was dressed as like one of the twins from The Shiny. Scarlett was here dressed as like, I don't know, like a 1700s. Or, not even 1700s, like a 1500s, like Marie Antoinette, I guess, with the curly hair. Looks like Mozart or whatnot, but she had like I don't know how you say it, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the show opens up with not Shotzi. It did open up with Shotzi and Scarlett, but first match was the Devil's Playgrounds match. Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. Roxanne Perez came out as Freddy Krueger. Kiana James came out as Kiana James. So, very, very good match. A very hard-hitting match, physical. Kiana James had a big old welt on her head. I kind of want to see pictures on social media of the aftermath because it looked like she looked like the Elephant Man. By the time this match was over, if you don't know who the Elephant Man is, look it up. Look up Elephant Man, and you'll be like, oh shit, she does look like the Elephant Man. Looks like the Elephant Man. But Roxanne gets the win here. With Pop Rocks, 1, 2, 3. But in this match, you did see, like, it was Devil's Playground. So they had, like, little kid mini slides and stuff, like, when they were doing, like, suplexes. And Russian leg sweeps through them. You know what I mean? So, but Kiana James's bag came into play, which had a brick inside. And basically, long story short, the Pop Rocks was done on those, was done on the bag, which had bricks in it. So, but very physical match. Roxanne gets to win. I'm going to claim her as a local girl here in San Antonio, even though she is from, the Valley. You know what I mean? She's from the Valley. Laredo. Well, Laredo's not really the Valley, but you guys know what I'm saying. If you're from, if you're from Texas, I don't really consider. I mean, Laredo is kind of. I mean, it's not really the Valley to me, but whatever. But the Valley is more like, McAllen and Brownsville and Edinburgh and Mission, Harlingen. You know what I mean? Places like that. But anyway. You guys get my point. Next, we have a sit-down interview with Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo is sitting out with Vic Joseph. Joseph asked Hayes if he was responsible for the attack launched on Trick Williams last week that caused him to pull out the number one contender's bout. And Hayes puts up his guard, denying that he did so. The two then discuss Hayes' NXT Championship match against Ilya Dragunov next week at night 2 of Halloween Havoc before Joseph questions if Hayes would have become the number one contender if Williams was in the match. Hayes insists that they would and says he has to do what he has to do, then dedicates his title match to Williams and walks off. So they are really making it seem that Melo did attack Trick Williams. And I think it's obvious to everyone that, I think most likely that is the case, that Carmelo Hayes attacked Trick Williams. But I did say this last week. I am going with, as the attacker, as of right now, because he hasn't been around for now a couple months now, I'm going with Wesley. He has the motivation to do so. I'm going with Wesley. We'll stay tuned for that. We go to a commercial break. After the break, we see Scarlett and Shotzi providing Metaphor a tarot reading as Akira Tozawa steals Noam Dar's Heritage Cup from him. And to go a little bit more in detail, Shotzi and Scarlett was basically saying, like, keep things that you love close to you. And as that was being said, Akira Tozawa stole the Heritage Cup. So looks like we're gonna have maybe a match with Akira Tozawa and Noam Dar, which I I can really dig. You know what I mean? So I'll be good with that. Next, we have a debut. Lexis King, Brian Pillman Jr. versus Dante Chen. Let's talk about this. Presentation of Brian Pillman Jr., Lexis King. Like it. Love it. He's coming in sliding on a king's, chair. King's throne chair. Love it. With smoke. Love it. Theme music needs to be better, but usually, in most cases, NXT, they will improve on the theme song. Carmelo Hayes didn't have his theme at first. Trick Williams had to improve his theme as well. So everyone eventually will get their theme song. So I'm not really worried about the theme right now. I'll give it a couple months before they get the theme right for Lexis King. His look, his attire, good, very good. Very Pillman-esque, right, to his dad. His attire's a lot better than what he had in AEW. So I really like the long ties versus the trunks. Makes him look better. Makes him look more like a modern star versus, a star of the old school, which is nothing wrong with that. But I like him in the long tights better than the trunks. Nice deco on the trunks, nice designs there. Like it. I like it a lot. And last but not least, let's talk about the match itself versus Dante Chin. Obviously, he wins. I mean, he's not going to lose his debut match. He looked good in the ring. He did, he landed a splash in the corner, he was looking good with a nice little clothesline. He was moving well in the ring. He looked good in the ring. The only thing I will say is that his finisher, I like the finisher overall. Kind of has his arms in a straight jacket, feet across the ropes, kind of like how Randy Orton does a DDT, but it kind of turns into a net breaker. So I like the finisher. I just think it takes too long for the setup. So he'll figure it out. WWE, Matt Bloom and Finley and everyone down there will help him figure it out to set up that finishing move a little bit quicker. What I think he should do, a move kind of like an MJF Heat Seeker type of move. Maybe not. Doesn't have to be that. Off those middle ropes. Then picks up his opponent, then does the move there, right from those ropes. He needs to figure something out where he can have a signature, across those ropes, to where they can just do his finishing move a little bit sooner. So that's just a suggestion. If he happens to see this, maybe you can, maybe you could look across it. That's just my personal suggestion. I don't know. I'm not in pro wrestling. I've been watching it for over 30 years. It's just a suggestion. That's all. Anyway, Brian Pillman Jr. looks good. Looks great in here. Can't wait to see what he does from here. That's a future North American champion. In the next, few months. In 2024, Pillman Jr. is gonna have gold. So there you go. Alrighty, moving on. Next, we have. We go backstage. We see the family is approached by the family approaches Chase U. Telling Andre Chase that it's nice to see him under better conditions. Duke Hudson questions what they meant, and Chase tells him not to worry about it. Interesting. But yeah, that's your tag team title match. We'll be talking about a little bit later. Ariana Grace versus Kalani Jordan in the semifinals match for the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. I love both of these women. Ariana Grace is going to be great with comedic timing in WWE. She's going to have a job. She's Santino's daughter, right? She's going to have a job in WWE. She has great comedic timing. She's not too bad in the ring either. She has facial expressions. She has authenticity with what she's doing. She's great. Kalani Jordan is a prodigy, just like Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez is a prodigy. Kalani Jordan is a prodigy as well. She's naturally gifted to be a pro wrestler. Like, when she did, at the beginning of the match, she did, a springboard, arm drag. It looks so smooth. She's gifted. She's so gifted. She's going to get better, too, as well. She's going to get a lot better, too, as well. So it's gonna, she's going to be the next version of Tiffany Stratton, because Kalani Jordan's a gymnast. Tiffany Stratton was a gymnast as well. I think Kalani Jordan can be that big time babyface on NXT, and she's gonna be a champion within years' time. She's gonna develop, and you can already see it already. Love Kalani Jordan. Love Ariana Grace. This match was pretty good. It went to commercial break after break. Grace delivers an elbow to the back of Jordan's neck, but Jordan hits a suplex. Grace then delivers a swinging fireman's carry slam before Jordan connects with the crossbody. She plants Grace, but Grace sends her into the ropes and follows it up with a back suplex. The two women then find themselves teetering on the top rope until Jordan pushes Grace off and delivers a split-legged moonsault for the win. Kalani Jordan's going to the finals. She's going to the finals. I mean, and it's very predictable as well, because I predict the finals as Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. Did Lola Vice make it? I'll let you guys guess. But, yeah. Good match for what it was. Got the job done. I think these two women here are future stars in WWE main roster. Definitely see Colleen Jordan as a future world champion. I can see her as one of those top baby faces on NXT and on the main roster where she gets called up. We go to commercial break. After Colleen Jordan wins, we come back from commercial break. And we see the Creed brothers and Ivy Now interrupt Shotzi and Scarlett to demand a match against Los Lotharios next week. And the Halloween Havoc host suggests they spin the wheel to make the deal. Nio does so, and it lands on a tables, ladders, and scares match. It's going to be very interesting what this is. So table, ladders, and chairs match, or table, ladders, and stairs match. Or is it really scares? You know, knowing WWE, they are really going to do a, gimmick with scares as well. Maybe there's going to be zombies underneath the ring. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. NXT Tag Team match. Chase U versus the family. Chase U gets the win. They're the new NXT champions. Tag Team champions. Great. Great stuff. At one point in this match, JC Jane, towards the end of this match, she slides a crowbar over to Andre Chase. But he opts out to use it. D'Angelo runs the ropes, but Jane accidentally gets knocked off the apron. Chase then rolls him up for the win and inadvertently taking advantage of have not seen what happened. And Chase is your new NXT Tag Team Champions. JC Jane is the best thing that ever happened to Chase U. Kayfabe-wise. Maybe a shoot-wise, too, as well. But kayfabe-wise. She's the best thing to happen to Chase U because Chase U has been a middling school. They've been a middling school. They've been a middling university, right? A middling faction. They haven't really won much. They've been on TV, but haven't really won much. But this is their big break. You know, Andre Chase has been doing some great things in NXT ever since he came down to NXT. And, and you also have Duke Hudson there, who's always been teasing and turning heel on Chase U, but never has done that. And, right now, he's, him and Andre Chase tag team champions. JC Jane was the one that told Andre Chase in class after she pulled out her cell phone, like, hey, you guys are in the, Battle Royal, the tag team Battle Royal. They end up winning the tag team Battle Royal, because of JC Jane let them know about the tag team Battle Royal. Then JC Jane inadvertently helped him win the match. So JC Jane being added to this here in this bit of storytelling that they're telling with JC Jane, actually helping Chase U inadvertently through luck, pretty much, is the reason why Chase U is the tag team champions. I love his storytelling here. So Chase U is your new NXT tag team champions. Can't wait to see where the story goes from here. Next, we have Blair Davenport versus Gigi Dolan in a light sound match. Although I thought this match was pretty decent, it was way too long. Way too long. Blair Davenport gets the win. I think it's going to be Blair Davenport versus Lyra Valkyria, because Lyra Valkyria is the new NXT Women's Champion. I think that's going to be the next feud. I think that's gonna be the next feud, or I think that's gonna be the feud that's gonna have that Blair Davenport is gonna win, and wherever it does happen, Blair Davenport is gonna be next in line for that NXT Women's Championship after Lyra Valkyria. But to end this match here, Davenport clears. They were on top of the announce table, and Davenport clears the announce table, and the two end up on top of it. Davenport sends Dolan through the table with a Falcon Arrow. And gets her back inside the ring, and then delivers a boot to the side of her jaw for the win. It wasn't a Falcon Arrow. It was more it wasn't a Gort Buster either, but a Falcon Arrow is a sit down, is a sit down, not a driver, but it's like a suplex driver. Anyway, it wasn't that, but anyway. Blair Davenport gets the win. and she wins this feud. Where does Gigi Dolan go for her? I don't know. It just seems like they're spinning their wheels with Gigi Dolan. They're definitely spinning the wheels with Gigi Dolan for sure. So, where do they go from here with Gigi Dolan? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where they go from here with Gigi Dolan? I don't know. She's very well liked by the crowd, but she's not really getting her due. I don't know. I hope well for Gigi, but she needs something different. Next, we have a video package of Ilya Dragunov sitting down with Vic Joseph. He talks about his journey to the NXT Championship and his upcoming defense against Carmelo Hayes next week. We then see Hayes watching from backstage as Shotzi and Scarlett approach him and tell him that all signs point to him, and he assumes they're referencing winning back the NXT Championship, and the two of them clarify that they're referring to him attacking Trick Williams last week. Again, I don't think it's Mello. I think it's Wesley. I'm gonna keep pushing that narrative until we get a reveal of who attacked Trick Williams. Go to commercial break. Come back for commercial break, and we see Fallon Henley, who is dressed up as Tiffany Stratton, impersonating Tiffany Stratton to Tiffany Stratton's face. Fallon Henley looked good. She looked like Tiffany. So, anyway, that results into them having an altercation, and they're going to have a match next week. So, we're going to see Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton next week. So, Karin Petrovic, who I'm high on as well, and Lola Vice, who I'm also high on as well. I like this Final Four for the Breakout Women's Tournament. I really like this Final Four. I think Petrovic has some upside as well. She's green as hell in the ring. So is Lola Vice. Actually, all four of these women are pretty green, but I think Ariana and Kalani is further along than these other two women here. Not saying that these other two women are bad. They're just a little bit more green. Their green is more pronounced. But bell rings. Vice lands a big boot on Petrovic. Petrovic fires back with a kick of her own on Vice's chest. The Vice hits a one on Petrovic's midsection that sends her crashing out of the ring. She then fires off strikes on her in the center of the ring, but Petrovic connects with a kick on her head and a discus lariat. She follows it up with a kick to her head before the action spills to the outside, and Petrovic lands a tope suicida. She gets Vice back inside the ring and walks into a roundhouse kick to her head for the win. Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan are your finalists for the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. So, again, I'm going to go with Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan. They're really pushing her right now. I think that she will be the one to win. I think she'll be the one to win. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, we have another backstage segment for our main event. We see Thea Hale and JC Jane get into a verbal exchange with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, which ultimately results in the former team demanding that makes no sense. Which ultimately results in, we'll just say, JC Jane and Thea Hale demanding a tag team match against the WWE World Women's Tag Team Champions. So, we'll see that later. But I will say this. I will point out, this is probably nothing big, but I have to point out because it was back there. In the shot between them, you saw Boa and Dante Chin. Are they going to be working on something together? I don't know. Are they going to be becoming a tag team? I don't know. Most likely, NXT does need more tag teams, so we'll see. That's all I got to say about that. Coming back to ringside, Jade Cargill. It's always good to see Jade. Jade Cargill takes her seat in a throne to watch the action as Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch make their way down to the ring. So Jay was there, just there to watch the match. She didn't factor into anything. At least not yet. But we get your NXT Women's Championship match. Great main event. Lyra, who I've been a huge fan of ever since NXT UK. She's phenomenal. She's fucking phenomenal. Becky, even though I didn't like this title reign from Becky Lynch, I really understand why this title reign had to happen. What they did with Lyra is what they should have done with Tiffany Stratton, but they gave it to Lyra Valkyria. So I can't really totally complain about that. But what they did with Lyra, it should what have been done with Tiffany. On how Lyra beat Becky clean, it should have been that same way for Tiffany. But I digress. Hopefully Tiffany is Tiffany's momentum doesn't waver because of what happened with Becky Lynch. But yeah. In the middle of this match here, we got Lyra and Becky on the outside of the ring. Lynch sends Valkyria colliding with the ring post face first. Valkyria fires back off right hands on Lynch's spine after draping her through the middle rope and delivers a scissors kick, which looked very good, from the top rope. She gets Lynch up on her shoulder, but Lynch escapes and looks for the manhandle slam. Valkyria escapes and delivers an Izagiri, then follows it up with forearms and ascends to the top. She then hits a drop kick, but Lynch catches her with a rolling stunner off the top rope. Lynch locks in an armbar, but Valkyria escapes and locks in a short submission on Lynch. Don't know what the short submission was. I don't remember it. Don't remember what it was, but it's just a short submission. So this obviously tells me this guy doesn't know his wrestling moves. There's no such thing as a shoulder submission. Was it an armbar? Was it a what was it? You know what I mean? What was the shoulder submission? I don't know. Anyway, Valkyria is on top rope. She looks for a splash, but Lynch rolls out of the way and locks in a disarmer. Valkyria gets her foot on the bottom rope and the hold and breaks the hold and power bombs Lynch. That's just weird. Like it just says, oh, Valkyria gets her foot on the rope break, then she power bombs Lynch. Like how we set up the power bomb? She had to do something. Two women end up on the top rope, and Lynch executes a suplex. She then transitions straight into a DDT, goes for a pin, but Valkyria manages to kick out. A frustrated Lynch fires off right hands on Valkyria, but Valkyria catches her with a kick to her head. Valkyria gets Lynch up on her shoulders, but Lynch escapes and delivers a manhandle slam and goes for the pin, but Valkyria kicks out at 2. And delivers a series of kicks to Lynch's head, but Lynch looks for the manhandle slam. Valkyria counters it into a back cradle. I guess you can call it that. It wasn't really a cradle, but she had a back press pin on Lynch, and Lyra Valkyria is your new NXT Women's Champion. I'm so happy for Lyra. I think I always thought she had a lot of upside. They really pushed her correctly as far as how they didn't overly push her. They pushed her to the right levels, and now she's champion. She had a world title match once, lost it, and now she's champion. She beat Becky Lynch. Valkyria is made. She's made. One thing I will say about Becky Lynch's title reign is that she did try to put the title over, and that she had matches against like an Andy Hartwell, and she had matches against Tegan Knox. You know what I mean? Women that weren't really getting any use on TV, and she was giving matches against them, and she was down at NXT as well. So one thing I can say is that I didn't like the title reign, but it was certainly effective for Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch wants to put over her Ireland girl, her Irish girl. Can't complain about that. Can't complain about that at all. Can't complain. You know, Lyra definitely does deserve it. She does deserve it 100%. So good main event, great main event. There were some people saying, "Hey, this is the best, best women's match ever." Shut up. Shut the fuck up, man. It was very good. Best ever? Like, stop it. Is this one of the best TV women's matches of the year? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is this one of the best women's matches of the year? I can't go that far. I mean, if you want to say, oh, this is a top 20 women's match of the year, sure. Top 15? Okay. Top 10? I won't be mad at it. Top 5? No. I won't go top 5. I won't go top 5. So, love Lyra, but it ain't top 5. It's probably top 5 women's moment of the year. Moment. Match? No. Good main event. Very good main event. Very good NXT. We'll see what happens next week. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the results of Trick Williams and who attacked Trick Williams next week. So, very, very cool. Moving on. It's coming from Fightful Select. Numerous WWE talent, including several top stars, have not been approached for contract extensions. Multiple talent spoken to were of the belief that the recent merger with Endeavor will kickstart a lot of the contract talks, and several are waiting to see what the offers are like when that happens, but it hasn't happened yet. It's coming from Fightful Select. Endeavor's going to have to make some decisions. WWE's going to need to make some decisions. RML's going to need to make some decisions. They can't keep everybody. They just can't. Unless they want to let go a lot of people and get the people that they want. You may potentially. I will go off a limb right now and say that between MJF, CM Punk, Will Ospreay, one of those guys are signing to WWE. One of them for sure signing to WWE. I will say I'm 85% confident that one of those guys are signing to WWE. I'm going to leave a 15% doubt in there because it's the wrestling business. But 85% sure. I will say that is a 70% chance that they'll get two. And I'll go with a 50% chance that they'll get all three. Maybe 35% chance because MJF is that big wild card. I think he's going to stay with AEW. I really think MJF is going to stay with AEW. I think the biggest chances are Will Ospreay and CM Punk. They may be waiting to see what the budget looks like once these free agents are signed. If they sign two of these guys, if three of these guys, goodbye Drew McIntyre. Sorry. Goodbye, Drew McIntyre. Maybe goodbye, Sheamus, because Sheamus' contract's coming up, too, in 2024. I don't know, man. I don't know. Saying they're waiting and seeing. What are they waiting and seeing on? You already know the budget. You already know your budget. Are you waiting and seeing on if you can get a Will Ospreay or a CM Punk or MJF first? Before you make your decision? I don't know. Something to keep your eye on. WWE announces a new docuseries titled Superstars of Tomorrow that will follow prospects and recruits in the WWE's new NIL program as they make their journey into becoming a WWE superstar. Release date yet unknown. Good. Maybe we can see how Timmy Stratton gets her ascension. Kalani Jordan. Guys like that. People like that. I would love to see so. Maybe Sol Sokola's in there as well. Who knows? I would like to hope that they've been filming this for at least a couple years already. I would like to hope that they've been filming this for at least a couple years already, because I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like back in like 2016, 2017. They were I forget the name of it. Jesus, man. I just had the name on the tip of my brain, but I can't remember it. But they did something in the early days of the WWE Network, the earlier days of the WWE Network. It was before that. It was like 2014, 2015, where they had the series where NXT guys, like they had like a Lee on there, which I don't like, but she was on there. She was a big role on there. Baron Corbin, and they were going through their journey on how they came through NXT, how they need to improve, things of that nature. So, yeah. There was also another person on there that was pretty big too. I forget who it was. I forget who it was. But anyway, Tyler Breeze. I think Tyler Breeze was on that too. Yeah, I think it was Tyler Breeze. I forget the name of the show, but if you guys remember that name of that WWE Network show, that was a docu-series as well, leave a comment down below in this video. But it's good though. I want to see how these guys are coming up in this in this new world of WWE. Haven't really seen a backstage documentary on something like this in several years. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's something I'm really will be looking forward to. I definitely will be watching too. So moving on, we got a couple more news stories here, and we will be calling it a stream here, calling it a podcast. Very quick news note coming from Impact Wrestling. PCO is signing a new contract, or he has signed a new contract with Impact Wrestling. Good. He ain't going nowhere else. He ain't going to WWE. He ain't going to AEW. Impact's a perfect spot for him. It's a perfect spot for him. He seems like he has a lot of, seems like he still has a lot left in him. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, guy gets his freaking, mouth stapled shut. So it looks like he has a lot left in him. He ain't going to be going anywhere else. If he wants to get paid, that's where he's going to get paid at. It's at Impact. He's not going to get paid by AEW. He's not going to get paid by WWE. It's just not going to happen. But, yeah, PCO is signing a new contract with Impact Wrestling. TNA. Very quick news note here. A lot of wrestlers, tons of wrestlers in Orlando, went to the Squared Circle screening of John Cena's new movie, Freelance. There is a lot of different talent there from WWE, AEW, New Japan. They were on hand. So including Alexa Bliss, LA Knight, Lacey Evans, Tyler Breeze, Xia Brookside, Mojo Rawley. You got Top Dollar there. You got Shantae the Adonis. You got Damon Kemp. You got, looks like, who's that there? Noel Foley. You got Steph DeLander. Jesus, you got a lot of people here, man. Sean Spears. Payne Royce. Emma. And last but not least, Rick and Moss. Everyone showed up to see his movie. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Shows support the brotherhood, the sisterhood in pro wrestling. Love it. Looks like they all had a good time. Forgot to mention this, but after Lyra Valkyria's win, backstage at NXT, this is nothing like huge as far as like, oh, is she gonna be going to WWE? Nothing big like that. But she used to walk those floors at the Performance Center. Killer Kelly. She was obviously contracted to WWE and the NXT UK brand for a little bit. You know what I mean? She was in the Mae Young Classic, so she's very familiar with the Performance Center. So she was there. She was there supporting Lyra. She took a picture with her after Lyra won the NXT Women's Championship. So Killer Kelly, great to support her. You know what I mean? I just think it's cool that WWE allowed her back there and, you know, have her to be there and support her, even though she works with Impact. It's pretty cool. Love it. I love when pro wrestling, when professional wrestlers play nice with each other, and wrestling companies plays nice. I mean, I'm not sure if Impact knew, but I'm pretty sure Impact didn't mind, and yeah, obviously WWE didn't mind. She was there to support her friend. It's awesome, awesome stuff. Moving on. Two news stories here, and well, not news stories, but one's a viewership result. The one's actual news. Raw from Monday, viewership went down. I get it because it was a boring show. Nothing happened on the show. 1.476 million viewers, a 0.46 in 18-49 demo. Demo looked pretty decent. Viewership went down. And also, as well, you got to think about this way. You had Game 7 of the ALCS, Rangers and Astros. Thank God the Astros got their asses whooped because they are the fucking devil to professional sports. Any Houston team's the devil to professional sports. So we're just going to put that out there. I'm sorry if you're from Houston, but it's just true. Your teams and the fan base there is fucking unbearable. Unbearable. Just devil people. Devil people is the city of Houston. That's a shoot. Then you also had the Monday Night Football game of the Vikings and the 49ers, which the Vikings ended up winning too. So, you know, thank you Vikings, because, you know, Cowboys need to, you know, we need everything that we can get right now. So anyway, yeah, so that was the viewership. So we'll see what happens next week. We'll see. But with the NBA coming back too as well, and I think the NBA, they're gonna start doing Monday night games after the Monday night, you know, nationally televised games. I think they're gonna start doing that once football ends. So I don't know. WWE, they gotta put something a little bit more together to keep our thirsts quenched. So that was the results for the viewership for Raw. Last but not least, right before I went live here on stream, Bash in Berlin is going to be the first ever major WWE premium live event to be held in Germany. Will emanate from Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin, Germany on Saturday, August 31st, 2024. So we are 10 months away. 10 months away from the show. But it's going to be awesome. Awesome. So, I want to check the time here real quick in Berlin, Germany. So, the time in Berlin, Germany right now is 4:41 p.m. I think the pay-per-view looks like it'll be a 11 a.m. start. Starts at 6 p.m. there. I think that's probably what they're gonna do. They may have it start at 6 p.m. there, or they may have it start at noon here. I think if they have it start here at noon, 7 p.m. over there, I think that's probably the perfect time too. So awesome. Now this Mercedes-Benz Arena, a lot of people thinking like, well, you know, hey, you know, what's the capacity of it? It's so the name is in, it's an arena. The capacity is 17,000, so it looks like we may end up getting a capacity here of, or, you know, maybe a capacity for the show, maybe up to 14 to 15,000 for the show. It's gonna be set up similarly as a Backlash in Puerto Rico. So, gonna have the curb design. It's gonna be pretty cool. WWE is gonna be going to Berlin, Germany. Haven't really seen many major wrestling events in Germany before. I'm assuming that the fan base is going to be different from the fan base in England, in Ireland. So should be a raucous crowd for sure. Now I will say this is an early prediction. Not a lot of German wrestlers on the main roster, with the exception of Marcel Barthel. I would not put it past WWE to have a Marcel Barthel and Gunther match for the World Heavyweight Championship. If everything goes well in Germany, and have Marcel Barthel be the babyface going into it. What's today? Today is October 25th, 2023. Remember this video. Remember this video. Remember this moment. You heard it here first. Marcel Barthel versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship in Germany. Just saying. They can do it. They can do it if they want to. They can do it if they want to. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, that is it. That is today's podcast. Very much so appreciate you guys coming out, watching the podcast here live here on YouTube. Also uploaded after on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that great stuff here. And I forgot to do this at the beginning of the show, but, it's never too late. This podcast is sponsored by my company here, my t-shirt company here of Spine Buster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Array of t-shirts there online for your pleasure. Get it shipped to you. It takes about a week and a half to get to you. But if you're patient enough, you'll get a nice design t-shirt for $20, $19.98 to be exact. Get your t-shirts on there. The Hardcore Wrestling Men's t-shirt, the Mommy t-shirt, the Hardcore Wrestling t-shirt featuring Endeavor, the Pineapple Pizza t-shirt, Hill Heat t-shirt. Red designs there on Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com. Not only in men's sizes, but also in women's sizes and unisex tank tops as well. So check it out. Get it shipped to you. Fall 10 at checkout for a 10% off. That'll save you on the shipping alone. And also on top of that as well, for anything over $40, anything over $40, you will get free shipping. Just letting you know, it's free. It's free shipping for anything over $40 before taxes at Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today's podcast. We'll be back tomorrow for another podcast Thursday for the podcast here. And I forgot to go over AEW as far as what they got going on tonight as far as on Dynamite. So really quick here. Really quick. We're going to skim through this very quick. Tony Khan has a gift for Sting. MJF Diamond Ring, Juice Robinson versus MJF. You got Blackpool Combat Club of Casanoli and Bryan Danielson versus Orange Cassidy and Kazuchika Okada. I'm very much so looking forward to that match. Ruby Soho versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. Renee Paquette sit-down interview with Chris Jericho. Swerve Strickland will address Hangman Adam Page. Hook and RVD versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds. They're in Philadelphia, so that's why RVD's there. And last but not least, you have the Hardys and Brother Zay versus the Young Bucks and Hangman Page. And this is going to be for the ROH 6-Man Tag Team Championship. All right, guys. Well, I very much so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Check out everything as I mentioned from before. And have a great day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as we review AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Peace.
you.